Welcome to my world. Handicapped man down at a charity feed. Great spread this morning. God, it was horrible. But it made what I needed to happen. Then I had these people that stopped and said, hey, you want some shoes? I said, yeah, I was going to need to get some anyway. So might as well. And if it really comes to fruition, help them buy more shoes so that we can help more people. Well, I'm not we, but you know what I mean. Hell, might as well. There's nothing wrong with helping someone.
Come on! What the yeah! Oh, man! Woo! That is awesome!
Are you ready for the wildest ride on Fremont Street? The Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171 on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. Open 7 days a week, noon until midnight. Strap yourself in, pull your safety belts tight, and feel the power and the speed at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. Downtown Las Vegas, Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171, right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. What are you waiting for? Log on, get your tickets now. It's time to go racing at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
The greatest weekend in racing is coming up. Rain in Indianapolis. Larson goes for the double. And there's cheating at Penske. On Pit Road Racing starts right now.
Race friends, they're back together again. Live from Daytona Beach, Florida, it's Scratch with a K. And live from Las Vegas, it's Alan Michaels. Right here, right now, on the flagship station, the WCOBM TV network. It's On Pit Road Racing.
Live from Las Vegas, Nevada. Alan Michaels here, Daytona Beach, Florida, from the Net Scratch Studios. Is Scratch with a K. Good evening to you, sir.
And good afternoon to you, sir.
Yes, it is. And you know what, Scratch? I'll tell you a couple of quick things. We are now officially in Las Vegas. Cooking season has officially started. We are approaching, and if this keeps going within the next 30 minutes, we could hit 100 degrees downtown. So the cooker's on, brother. Get ready. If you're coming to Vegas, folks, bring the shorts, bring the sunscreen, and get ready for some heat.
Or just stay in the AC like I used to do when I was out there.
There you go. Yeah, I'm getting ready to watch my electric bill go from 2 months. I had a really good electric bill, $50, man, and $48, and now it's getting ready to go to about $178.
Man, that seems cheap. I feel like when I lived there, mine was about $300 a month. The AC never shut off in that thing.
There you go. Well, welcome to the show, everybody. Scratch and Daytona, Alan here in Las Vegas, downtown at 450 Fremont Street. That is the home of the WCOBM. This show goes live each and every Thursday at 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Hey, sometimes we get rocking and rolling. We might go to 4:30 or 5, just depending on what's happening. We stream the show from the main.
That's for sure.
Yeah, that's it. We stream the show from the main network of the WCOBM TV, all to the Facebook channels. We've got it on YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter. It's now on Instagram. Just look at On Pit Road Racing. You'll find all the details there. Show partners real quickly. Gene Woods Racing Experience, man. World Wide Web at GoKartsLasVegas.com, man. The only true indoor drift track in the state of Nevada. Looking for some great food, sandwiches for dinner, lunch, catering. Woods Family Sandwiches, WFSandwiches.com. The Hot Shoe Hall of Fame. That's where all of our advertising dollars go for this show, goes to that. We support the shoes. Here we go. There they are right there. Scratches also, he's got a pair back behind him.
I got some right there, yep.
There they are. So if you'd like to hook up, in fact, just let me do this while we do that, all right? If you want to do that, all you have to do is just follow along on this little ticker that I put right there, and it gives you all the information. Just log on to hotshoehof.com, hit the donate button, whether it's $1, whether it's $5, $10, $100. Scratch, I do need some help, and if you could get the word out, I need to raise about between $3,500 and $5,000. I got to get some kid shoes, man. We've got adults, but we got time coming in here in Las Vegas. Kids are getting out of school that need some tennis shoes for their feet, and we also need to get shoes together for Christmas packages for our good friends at Speedway Children's Charities who help a lot of kids out. So folks, if you can, I know times are tough, the economy's tough right now, but hey, every dollar helps to do it. 100% of the advertising dollars and sponsorships and partnerships on this program go strictly to the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame. We don't talk. Scratch doesn't take a salary for doing this. I don't take a salary for doing it. We do it because we love motorsports and we love the Hall of Fame. All right, real quickly too, Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We got dates coming up for the year, lvms.com. You saw our good friends of Atlanta Motorsports Park. If you're down in Dawsonville, Georgia, or the Atlanta area, go see my good friend Jeremy Porter down there and get a good stay and a good time with that. Red One Scooters and our good friends at Hammer and Harry's. To be a guest on the show, 702-803-0875. That's a direct line to On Pit Road Racing. Diane Fox, the producer of this show, will take all your information, or you can drop her a line at onpitroadracing.com. Scratch, unfortunately, rain has soaked Indianapolis. We had Davey Hamilton Jr. and Lynn St. James scheduled to be on the show today, but rain canceled all activities through the morning and through the afternoon. So those people are working with NXT. Davey is driving for the weekend. Lynn is helping with another team. So qualifying officially will start in Indianapolis in 8 minutes. So we sort of got zonked out on the weather for our guest today, my friend.
Well, that's that happens, man. Weather rains out. I was thinking though, as you were talking about all this stuff right here, you know what I think you and I need to do, man? We need to get a hold of Jeremy. We need to go to Atlanta Motorsports Park. We need to do a show at least from that facility and maybe do a couple of bits on Dawsonville, man. I think that's a trip that On Pit Road Racing should make. That's just my opinion. I'm just throwing that out there, that I think that'd be a cool trip. And then I could go there and beat you in a go-kart there.
Or we can drift kart BMW. They got BMW drift karts there too, man.
Oh, well.
Yeah, they don't drift go-karts there. They don't drift go-karts there, man. They drift BMW sports cars there.
That sounds like more fun to me. I would love to beat you in one of those. Or I would love to lose to you in one of those.
I'll give you a run in the go-kart, but I don't know if I can hand you with the BMW, man. I think you got a little bit more talent than that, but I'll give you a shot at a go-kart. Hey, real quickly, let's get this thing rolling. You stand by. You're going to get ready to take us around the track, and I'll get us started with race and weather, which is brought to you by our good friends at Woods Family Sandwiches. Folks, they're located at 931 American Pacific. They're in Suite 106, right on the Las Vegas Henderson line right there. Great food, great sandwiches, great catering there. You need more information, log on to wfsandwiches.com. Dave Woods, the owner of theirs, just tell her that you heard the play here on Pit Road Racing and get us some food, okay? NASCAR weekend, it's in the Queen City of Charlotte. That's right, in North Carolina, Friday and Saturday. We're calling for sunny skies, daytime highs right around the mid-70s with nighttime lows right around mid-50s. For Sunday, for the Coke 600, cloudy skies, a 10% chance of rain, Scratch early in the morning, but should be clearing and just fine for that 6 o'clock kickoff up in Charlotte. Temperatures for the race time going to be just perfect, man. Right around the mid-70s, dropping off by race time, right around 65 degrees for that. So it should be a great weekend.
Nice.
NHRA is off this weekend. The F1 is in Monaco, man. And I love this weekend. I know you do too, Scratch. Partly sunny skies in Monaco. They've had rain all weekend long. In fact, I caught some camera footage of the yachts and 20, 30, 40, $100 million yachts are all getting soaked there. But by the weekend, it's going to be sunny skies with temperatures up in the upper 60s, dropping off into the mid-50s. IndyCar, well, sunny skies for tomorrow and Saturday because Carb Day is coming up with temperatures in the upper 60s, dropping off into the lower 40s. But here's the kicker for Sunday, 70 to 75% chance of rain and thunderstorms all day long with a high at 64.
That's a lot.
And that's a look at race and weather, everybody, brought to you by our good friends at Woods Family Sandwiches, wfsandwiches.com. Scratch, do me a favor, my friend, take me and everybody else around the
Yeah, man, let's take a trip around the track. We got the Monster Energy Supercross Series. The Supercross Series will hit California for two big races. Round number 18, May 24th in Pala, California, May 31st in Rancho Cordova, California. The Progressive Flat Track Series, the Flat Trackers travel to Saturday, June 7th, is a short track racing for the big bike short track at Lucas Oil Speedway, Wheatland, Missouri. Speedway Motorcycle Racing East Coast Action Park East, May 24th, Outlaw Nationals Round 1. West Coast Speedway Motorcycle Racing, June 5th and June 6th at Rattlesnake Speedway. Formula One, May 23rd through May 25th, Grand Prix of Monaco. The IndyCar, they're running the 109th Indy 500 coming up this Sunday. NHRA Epping, New Hampshire, May 30th through June 1st. NOS Energy Series, May 23rd at Attica Raceway Park, May 24th at Sharon Speedway. NOS Outlaw Late Model Series, June 21st and 22nd, I-55 Federated Auto Parts Raceway Park. High Limit Series, March 22nd at Paris Auto Speedway. NASCAR back in action with the ARCA West, May 24th, Colorado National Speedway. ARCA East, May 23rd at Charlotte Motor Speedway. The trucks will be at the NC Education Lottery 200 this weekend at Charlotte Motor Speedway. That is tomorrow night at 8:30. Xfinity Series, they're running the Bet MGM 300 at Charlotte Motor Speedway on Saturday at 4:30 p.m. And then, of course, the longest race in NASCAR, the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte Motor Speedway, part of that double for Young Money. And that will be Sunday at 6 p.m. And according to the weather on you, it's going to be beautiful. And that is a look around the track, my friend.
It is good. Biggest racing weekend, man. I'm telling you, I don't know about you, but I got my cinnamon danishes ready for breakfast at Monaco. I got a nice round of chicken wings and mozzarella sticks ready for lunch at IndyCar.
Okay.
And then
I'm gonna follow your diet for Sunday, I think.
I like it so far. And then Diane's not a real big steak fan, but I got her a monster chicken breast and me a nice big fat ribeye, and that's dinner at Charlotte, man. This is the biggest racing weekend. I love this. I get up extra early, get to breakfast, get the full pot of coffee going, get the cinnamon danishes in the oven, and let's go, buddy.
And then you plan on putting on an extra 30 pounds that day too while you're at it, don't you?
I'm loving it. I try to. You usually get a little bit of a break. So between the ending of the 500, if we all stay on schedule, there's usually about an hour, 15-minute break. And I really don't mind if I miss the NASCAR pre-race. So I might kick back on the old double couch fold out there and just, close the eyes and give me one of them quick 40-minute naps just to get me ready to go,
I'd imagine with all that eating and watching TV of any kind that there'll be a nap involved somewhere.
I think you're right. But
I'm sure of it.
Oh, yeah. And also, I got to go get my fresh, good glass bottle of Heineken's because I got me a pop me or top or two on Sunday.
The Heineken's are definitely going to help you snooze.
Yeah, that'll long. Hey, let's take a break, Scratch. When we come back, we'll get everybody set and scheduled for NASCAR. Scratch has got all the latest results from the trucks. I'll keep you updated on the Xfinity, and Scratch will run us down on the Cup Series and what's all happening with the All-Star race and the fighting and the bitching and complaining with Joey Logano and Christopher Bell. Somebody just needs to smack the crap out of him. More coming up right after this. I'm on racing, everybody.
Goodness.
Yeah, you got it.
Jerry B here up in Sacramento, Union Gospel Mission, giving out some shoes to the homeless here. A lot of smiling faces. We got one deal. We give you a pair of shoes. You got to give us a smirk and a photo. And this is the mission of the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, which is a non-profit organization based out of Las Vegas, started by Gene Woods. We're trying to do good things and fill little holes in people's lives the best we can. And today we're up in Sacramento, just doing the best we can. Thanks for supporting us.
You guys up on a Thursday afternoon right here, just about 12 minutes after the hour. Alan Michaels here, Las Vegas, Scratch the K down at Daytona Beach. Let's have studios there. Talk a little NASCAR, man. It's brought to you by our good friends at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, LVMS.com. NASCAR returns back here to Las Vegas for the round of 8, the South Point 400, October 10th, 11th, and 12th. Of course, no truck racing here, Scratch, but we'll have the ARCA Series at the Bull Ring on Friday night. The Xfinity will rock and roll the big track on Saturday. And, of course, the Cup boys will roll in for the first round of 8. You've got all the latest from Wilkesboro on the Craftsman Truck Series. Scratch, tell us all about it, please, my friend.
Yes, sir. Chandler Smith took advantage of an overtime restart to win the Window World 250 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race at North Wilkesboro Speedway. The win was his second of the season, his first at North Wilkesboro, and seventh of his career. Corey Heim started from the pole. He led a race dominating 162 laps and led at the time of the restart, but racing between Lane Riggs on the last lap ended his race in disappointment as the two battled for the lead. Riggs pinched Heim high and he spun and finished 17th. Riggs trailed his teammate Smith across the finish line. Tyler Ankrum, Daniel Hemrick, stage 2 winner, number 9, Grant Enfinger, Ty Majeski, stage 1 winner, Gio Ragario, Caden Honeycutt, Kyle Busch, Sammy Smith. That was your top 10 right there. There were 7 lead changes among 4 drivers, 6 cautions, and 42 yellow flag laps. The average speed of the race was 90.597 miles per hour. The Truck Series driver point standings after North Wilkesboro, which is race number 10 of 18 of the regular season. Corey Heim, he's got 3 wins. He's leading the points. Chandler Smith with 2 wins is second. Daniel Hemrick has a win. He is in third. Tyler Ankrum has a win. He's fourth. Grant Enfinger rounds out the top 5. Then you have Ty Majeski, Jake Garcia, Lane Riggs, Caden Honeycutt, Stuart Friesen, and then outside the top 10, Ben Rhodes, Gio Ruggiero, Rajah Carew, Tanner Gray, and Matt Crafton is that next 5. You've got Xfinity Series for me, do you not?
You got it. After a 12-week stretch to begin the 2025 season, the Xfinity Series resumes action coming up May 24th. That's this Saturday, 2025 at the Charlotte Motor Speedway for the BetMGM 300. Currently, right now, standings after 12 of 33 races. Austin Hill leads right now with 3 wins, 21 playoff points. Justin Allgaier set back in 7th in his junior motorsports car, 2 wins, 14 playoff points ahead of the championship leader. Connor Zilic with a win, 7 playoff points. Jesse Love, man, Jesse Love still kicking it. He's hanging in the top 5. Scratch, he's standing in 4th. He's got a win, 6 extra playoff points. Sammy Smith with a win. Brandon Jones. Then we're going to go to Sam Meyer, Carson Quaffle, Jeb Burton, and Ryan Sieg. Then rounding it out, it's going to be Sheldon Creed right there in the 00 for Gibbs Racing. Currently below the elimination line is your buddy from Daytona Beach. He's moving up a little bit. Daniel Dye is currently 13th. He's only 11 points back. Taylor Gray at 19, Nick Sanchez and Dean Thompson round out your top 16 for the Xfinity. Thompson standing 55 points below the cutoff line. And Scratch, you got the latest from Wilkesboro on the Cup Series, my friend.
Yeah, man, the All-Star race. It took place at North Wilkesboro. The Cup cars were there. I think they should run Cup races there. And at this point, I will tell you that. But Christopher Bell, he won the NASCAR All-Star race at North Wilkesboro Speedway on Sunday night. It was his first All-Star win. Joey Logano finished second, followed by Ross Chastain, Alex Bowman, Chase Elliott, William Byron, Tyler Reddick, Kyle Busch, Chase Briscoe, and Chris Buescher. Logano led the most laps on the night, but stayed on the track during the final caution flag, while Bell came in and took 4 tires on. Bell took the lead from Logano with 9 laps remaining and pulled away for the win. Chevrolet won the manufacturer showdown. The race consisted of 250 laps with an all-star caution and promoter's caution that came on lap 217. Drivers that advanced to the open from the Open to the All-Star race were Carson Hocevar and John Hunter Nemechek. Noah Gragson was the fan vote winner, so he got into the race being voted in by the fans. There were 18 lead changes among 8 drivers, 5 caution laps for 32 laps. The Cup Series playoff standings after the Kansas race, which was race 12 of the 26th of the regular season, going into this weekend at Charlotte. You got Kyle Larson, man, Young Money with 3 wins. He is in first in the points. Christopher Bell is second. He's got himself 3 wins as well. Denny Hamlin is third. William Byron is fourth. Rounding out the top 5, Joey Logano. Then you have Austin Cindric. He has a win also. Josh Berry has a win. That's 7th. And then Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, and Tyler Reddick round out the top 10. Next is Alex Bowman, Bubba Wallace, Ross Chastain, Chris Buescher, Chase Briscoe, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. They're all in the playoffs. Outside the top 16 is Ryan Preece, Kyle Busch, John Hunter Nemechek, and Carson Hocevar. 7 drivers have earned a spot for a chance to win the NASCAR Cup Championship. And this segment has been brought to you by Las Vegas Motor Speedway. You can check them out at lvms.com. NASCAR returns there for for a round of 8 at the South Point 400, October 10th, 11th, and 12th. You get those tickets and all the info you need at lvms.com.
You got it. I'm tired of hearing Joey Logano whine and cry. Quit your bitching. It was, man, I mean, the fender's going to be the fender, and that's just the way it is. Logano's taken people out before.
Yeah, I was going to say, he drives like a dick, but he's the first one to complain about it.
You know what? I had to go back and watch this interview. It was about 5 or 6 years ago with Tony Stewart. And they're at Fontana, and Tony and Logano just chopped the living hell out of him. And Dave Burns was walking down after the hillside. He said, Tony, tell me about what you thought. He said, what do you think he did? He chopped the hell out of him. He done this. He done that. He's a spoiled little rich brat. Now, when I see him, I'm going to knock the hell out of him.
I remember that.
Tony Stewart and knock the hell out of him then.
Yeah. No, Johnny, I'm saying Joey Logano, I mean, he races like, that's whatever. When you're doing it, it's okay. When you're not, when it's getting done to you, it's a different story. And I would imagine that goes for anybody.
Ryan Newman told him the same thing about 6-7 years ago, too. Ryan Newman told him the same thing. You want to race hard? Fine, race hard. If you're not going to race hard, then get the hell out of the way because I'm racing hard. I'm here for a win. I'm here for the money. I'm here for a shot at the championship.
Him and Keselowski used to go at it. Right?
Yeah.
That was
man, there's been fights. Kids' crew got into it with him.
Yep.
Didn't him and Martin Truex Jr. get into it at Martinsville?
It's funny how he forgets now that he has his hair growing back.
Whatever. All I can say, Joey Logano fans, you're going to run your mouth like that. It's coming. Look what Kyle Busch told Christopher Bell about 3 weeks ago. He's, man, last 2 years, you've wrecked me 3 times in 2 years. If I ever wrecked you, Bell said no. He said, you got it coming, bud. It's coming.
I'm about
there you
to.
Go. I'm just telling you. You're going to whine and cry, Joey. Shut up.
Yep.
If you're going to race it like that, then you're going to get raced like that. And that's what Christopher Bell did.
Yeah.
So, quit your whining. Quit your whine.
Yeah, you got to know that if Joey Logano's in a certain, you know what I mean? I think that's how a lot of these people race each other, and then some are just aggressive. Like Hocevar is aggressive. I don't see anything wrong with that, man. He's gonna, if he gets, I like his aggressiveness, but if he gets 1, 2, 3 NASCAR victories in his whole career, I think he'll be lucky. You know what I mean? Depending though, but that could be wrong. He could just be getting started. And who even knows? But like I said, I like his aggressiveness, and that's going to definitely get him a victory in NASCAR. And people are busting his chops, man. Listen, man, we grew up idolizing the most aggressive driver in the whole entire NASCAR history. People, Dale Earnhardt or anybody else for that matter. It was all about doing that stuff. Just Dale perfected the bully role. You know what I mean? Now somebody races a little aggressive and we're all pissed off.
I mean, he put in the bump and run, and Earnhardt was aggressive. He was aggressive. Yes, he was. That's what race. Let's go back. The big fight, Daytona. You were there years ago.
I was there when I was a little kid, man, but I was there. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and the fans loved it. It put CBS and NASCAR on the ticket. That these guys are willing to get out of the car on the backstretch, 3/4 of the way down the backstretch, throw Yarborough still had his helmet on, but and throwing punches. And of course, Richard, we all know the end of the story. Richard Petty just gained control, zinging right on around we go, and I'm on my way to a win.
Yep.
You're going to race aggressive like that. If you're going to do it, then that's what you're going to get. I'm sorry. I'm old school too.
I don't know if I've ever told this part of that story about being there, but my stepdad was friends with Ray Fox, and we watched that race from Ray Fox's RV. And
right.
Ray Fox's RV was parked just outside Victory Lane. So literally, I totally remember this as a kid. I totally there it is, Richard Petty, right in Victory Lane. You're that old 70s. That 1979 Victory Lane, you know, and it was I'll never forget that. Like I said, it was pretty neat, and then like I said, I was already attracted to that number 1 because of my stepdad's car. So that's what, brought me Donnie Allison, Bobby Allison, Davey Allison, huge fan of the Alabama gang. Just that's where how I grew up, it was awesome.
If I can find a cassette recorder or a player, in a box. I have one of the last radio interviews ever done with Davey Allison. He was in Martinsville testing, left Martinsville, and they were racing in Daytona or in Talladega.
Yeah,
and he was flying. It was flying back, and that's when. I'm going to see if I can't find. Of course, obviously, it doesn't have a video with it. It's just strictly audio. But a great interview. I really thought, Scratch. I really thought the way Davey Allison was rolling. I think if Davey Allison wouldn't have been killed in that helicopter crash and the cards fell right, I think you would have seen 7-time champion Richard Petty. I think you would have seen 7-time champion Dale Earnhardt Sr. I think you would have seen 7-time champion Davey Allison and then Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, I definitely believe he could have won multiple championships had he stayed alive, man. I was in my 20s when that happened, and I was really sad by that. But that was because that fandom for Davey came all the way back to my childhood of Donnie and Bobby.
All those guys.
Bobby, if I had to say who's my all-time favorite, I would, out of the Rusty Wallace and the Martin Truex Jr. and the Donnie and Davey and Bobby, I would have to say Bobby and Davey are very close, and I'd probably go towards Bobby because he was even though Donnie with his number associated with my stepdad's number at the time was what drew me there to the Allisons when I was a kid. I really took off with Bobby Allison for whatever reason. It could have been the fight. I could, you know what I mean? Because who knows? But I took off with Bobby there, and then Davey, I would say, is right there second, man, as far as my all-time favorite drivers. But yeah, man, I had an opportunity to meet Bobby. So that was a really fanboy moment for me. I teared up, man. You meet your heroes, man, and it's a whole nother, it's a whole nother feeling.
It certainly is. In fact, I got a chance to meet Bobby when we did the car giveaway with with Bobby Allison and Derek Cope back when Derek, left the number 10 team because it shut down right after he won the Daytona 500, and then moved over to Bobby Allison Racing in the number 12 with the Maven tail there, and both of them, what a great guy, and Davey, what a great young, just a great person, just nice. Answered questions, didn't give you the runaround, didn't try to blow smoke up the backside of you. He told it the way he saw it. And just a true Alabama gentleman. Really, seriously, folks, if you never got a chance to meet Davey Allison or any of the Allison guys, Red Farmer, any of those guys, you're going to find there's some of the nicest guys. Bobby Allison was just so kind, so great to be there, so thankful that we asked his organization to take part of this promotion to give a car away. And he was just tickled to being, and of course, Derek Coe was just a champ. I'll never forget that lady opening up that trailer door and that drawer dropped down and Derek Hope hit the starter on that Ford Thunderbird, buddy. And he rolled it out on the ramp and that lady dropped to her knees and cried like a weeping baby, man, that she could not believe that she had just won herself a brand new Ford Thunderbird, and Derek Cope and Bobby Allison handing the keys to her, man. It was just, that's one of the very special moments in my broadcasting career, to be honest with you, Scratch.
Yeah, it sounds awesome too, man. Like I said, he was great when I met him. It was they used to have a festival during Speed Weeks over like City Island over there where the Tortugas where the Daytona Tortugas play. Like that park over there, they had like a festival of some kind, like some kind of a race fest they would have over there every once in a while. And they'd have these little booths with drivers and stuff like that, signing autographs. I don't remember who all else was there that day, and it didn't even matter to me. I know why I was there that day, and that was the day I met Bobby Allison. And like I said, he was just a great guy. I got his autograph, and that's when I actually met him. The first time I had ever I had got his autograph once before, but I didn't really get it. It was kind of quick and whatever. And I went and dug a paper plate. I didn't have anything. And I saw him at the fence at the garage in Daytona signing autographs, and I didn't have anything. And I grabbed a paper plate out of the garbage and ran over there, and he signed this paper plate for me, man. And it was just awesome. I mean, I was just like, oh, and then he kind of scurried off. So it was kind of quick, right? But when I actually got to meet him, at that booth and just spend, a minute and a half, talking to him for a second. That was a great moment for me. It's Bobby Allison, man. My favorite of all time.
You can't beat him, man. The Alabama gang, man. Take a quick break. When we come back, Scratch, well, let's talk a little NHRA. I'm going to let you get the NHRA report, and I'll take care of the IndyCar and the F1. We'll do a quick break. Scratch down in Daytona Beach at the Nutcheck Studios. Alan Michaels here in Las Vegas at WCOB. I'm live on Fremont Street. We come back, NHRA with Scratch, and I got the open wheel for you right after this quick break, everybody.
Are you ready for the wildest ride on Fremont Street? The Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171 on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. Open 7 days a week, noon until midnight. Strap yourself in, pull your safety belts tight, and feel the power and the speed at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. Downtown Las Vegas, Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171, right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. What are you waiting for? Log on, get your tickets now. It's time to go racing at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
Scratch, I was sitting here thinking,
got uncomfortable for me.
Yeah, no, you're running a quick break there. I was sitting here thinking along the way, Diane's going to get ready to take a trip up to Portland to see Rachel, her daughter, my stepdaughter there, and in a while. And we were talking about it, and we're getting to the point that we've got animals, and everybody's got to take care of everybody, and this and that. So I said, I was thinking, I think I'll mention this to Diane tonight that you go see Rachel. And then we'll recoup a little money back, and then you and I will set up. I'll get a hold of Jeremy Porter, and I'll fly into Atlanta. You know what? Fuck it, I'll just fly down. You pick me up in Atlanta. I'll fly into Atlanta. You pick me up in Atlanta. We'll get Jeremy Porter, and you and I go spend a couple of days down at Atlanta Motorsports Park. We can do a show down there. Yeah. And it won't be too hard. All I need to bring is I'll pack up a small quick bag. We'll bring a soundboard, laptop, a couple of our pads, and a couple of cameras and the headsets, and that's about it, man. I don't need to drag the whole studio. We'll just do it from one of his condos at Racetrack.
And I would love to put together some kind of piece on Dawsonville or whatever, you know what I mean, to contribute to the show. I think that would be cool to add. I mean, Jeremy did invite us, when we had him on the show. He seemed like he'd be super excited if we came. You never know. We might show up on the doorstep. He'd be like, "Oh, you guys."
I think he'd set us up because they've got condominiums and everything else. So we'll work a deal out with it.
Hey, let's set it up, man. I would love to visit Dawsonville, Georgia. I just the history behind Bill Elliott and Chase Elliott and stuff like that. I just and then of course the Atlanta Motorsports Park, man. That just sounded phenomenal when we had him on. So I'd love to go out there and.
They got night racing.
See what's going on out there.
Racing. They got night racing. And you know what's really cool? Bill Elliott's private landing strip and the museum is right across the road from the Atlanta Motorsports Park. And that little diner and everything that they all have there, that they all ring the bell and blow the horns when the Elliott's. We got to hit all that, bro. We got to hit that. There's a fantastic barbecue joint there. We got to hit that. Oh yeah. We got a lot of stuff we got to do. Scratch is standing by. He's got the NHRA report to you. The segment brought to you by our good friends at Hammer and Harry's, 450 Fremont Street. They're opened up daily for you, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., where you're going to find good food, fun times, and, of course, it's home with a $5 margarita. Scratch, NHRA report from Chicago, my
Yeah, man. I must first of all say when I come out to Vegas, man, I'm gonna be taking advantage of some of those $5 margaritas over there at Hammered Harry's for sure. The NHRA makes the NHRA makes the trip to the Windy City of Chicago. Gerber Collision and Glass Route 66 NHRA Nationals presented by Peak. Results from Chi-Town. Top Fuel. Yeah, smoke. Tony Stewart, he got him a second win of 2025. I knew you were going to chime in on that as soon as I said it. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'll chime
Yeah,
in
you
when
go ahead. Chime in. Tony
I'm just
Stewart
saying, I'm
won
just telling you.
again.
Look,
Tony
I
Stewart
said
won
this. I
again.
kept saying this for weeks after he got close. He got close. He won. And now look, another back, he won. I'm just telling you, he is a competitor. He even said he said, there's nothing like winning, man. And to see him with Leah and little Dominic out there, I'm going to tell you something, folks. There ain't no question. That's Tony Stewart's boy. He looks just like Tony. I mean, he's a splitting image of Tony Stewart. Little smoke. Little smoke. Go ahead, Jack Beckman. Go ahead, my friend. Go ahead.
Okay, where am I? Oh yeah, funny car, Jack Beckman, and Pro Stock was off this weekend. The Pro Stock Motorcycles was Gage Herrera. Here is a look at the point standings after Charlotte round 2 of the 4 wide. There's a new points leader in Top Fuel. Now I see why you're hanging around. Tony Stewart is your new points leader in the Top Fuel. Sean Langdon is just 3 points back. You want to comment yet, or you want me to keep going?
Keep going.
All right, you seem awful excited. Funny car, Austin Prock, 51 points back. Jack Beckman, Pro Stock, Dallas Glenn. Greg Anderson is 11 back. Pro Stock Motorcycle new points leader, Gage Herrera. Matt Smith is 8 back.
It looks like we're getting ready. Yeah, it looks like we're getting ready for the Gage Herrera show again, but here and there. I'm telling you, 2 wins, he's locked in for the championship run.
Smoke.
He's going to make it, unless something just stupidly, possibly just goes wrong. He's going to make the run. And all he has to do is get locked into the final 10. Then anything can happen. Because he's going to go back to Charlotte. He's going to come back here to Las Vegas. Remember what happened in Las Vegas last year, fall race, Halloween weekend? What happened to Tony Stewart? He picked up his first Top Fuel win. Look out. The smoke is on fire. There ain't no smoke yet. It's fire. Absolute fire.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, man. He's definitely. Hey, I had confidence in him the whole time, but still, it's nice to see him. He's banging them out now. You know what I mean? Like he's getting them wins now. He figured it out.
Yeah, and now he's already talking. There's another interview. I was trying to think. I think the guy's name was Jimmy. I was trying to think of his last name. He's an independent podcaster. I had Tony on his show a couple of weeks ago, and he asked him about what Tony's favorite race is sprint cars. Wing sprint cars is his favorite stuff.
Right.
I mean, he loved IndyCar. He loved NASCAR. He loved what he's doing now. That was it. He's 6 months back in the gym, hardcore 3 days to get back into a sprint car. But don't think that Tony Stewart can't do it. I'm telling you. It's just unbelievable. Good friends, brought to you by Hammer and Harry's, home of the $5 margarita. Stop by. They're located right across the street from us. I got your IndyCar and F1 report. This segment brought to you by our friends at the Atlanta Motorsports Park. Jeremy Porter and the great crew down there, 678-381-8527. Log on World Wide Web, AtlantaMotorsportsPark.com. They are the country club. IndyCar, here we go, the 109th running of the Brickyard coming up for you Friday. Tomorrow, we've got open day and carb day along with final practice. That's coming up at 2:30 p.m. pit style competition. No, wait. Carb day and the practice at 11, pit style competition at 2:30. Pre-race schedules for the 25th start at 10 a.m. on the East Coast. 12 o'clock p.m. East Coast time, the 100 running of the Indy 500. Well, Scratch, you and I have been talking about it, cheating, and it seems it just doesn't happen in NASCAR. It's happened in IndyCar too. And this ain't good. This is coming from the team of teams.
No kidding.
I mean, I don't know if you saw the part. I'm not going to go into the total article here, but it's basically they tried to modify the antenninators, the antenninators, which is a piece of stabilization equipment on the number 2 and the number 12. So they pulled them out of the line. The number 3 car, weren't even going to make an attempt, they say, because it got into a wreck. But the pictures show that they definitely tried to modify this thing. And it's just, I don't know what to say. Chip Ganassi did a thing on YouTube yesterday, and he really didn't slam Penske. But he said, we're talking about the guy that's been in the IndyCar business, Scratch, longer than anybody, current reigning. And, the integrity of the sport. I don't know. Your thoughts should. Here's, and you know what? A lot of people, I want your comment on this. A lot of people, they sent the 2 and the 12 back to the 32nd and the 33rd start. But a lot of people are saying, no, they shouldn't even allow them on the track. Your thoughts and what you have to think about this whole cheating scandal.
Right. Well, they say if you ain't cheating, you ain't winning in racing a lot of times, but that's not, what we're talking about when we're talking about like IndyCar series and, things like that. I mean, especially when it's the team of teams. Penske's, involved with everything IndyCar. I mean, he's got the most IndyCar wins, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the IndyCar. I mean, it's not a good look when you are I'm not gonna say this is organized crime, but I'm just gonna say when there's a Godfather and then all of a sudden something like this comes out, you know what I mean? It kind of looks a little suspicious, but whether he had anything to do with it or not, it is. I mean, it's big, man. This is the guy. We talk about it all the time. Like you said, it's Penske. That's why there's Penske Porsches and Penske Fords and Penske. It's because it's Penske. He can do no harm. So when you're that big and you have a scandal like this, I think it's a little bigger than what I don't think it should be just swept under the rug. I mean, that's my thought behind it. I don't think it's something that should be. I mean, this is when you think racing, Penske is one of the first couple of things you think.
Yeah.
So to have a problem like this and a cheating scandal like this hit your team, I guess is what I'm really getting at, then I think it's a little bigger than just put them in the back and the hell with it. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you want to make sure that don't happen again because this is the guy. This is the guy. You want to make sure the guy's team doesn't cheat anymore than put it on his ass. You know what I'm saying?
And the really kicker of this thing is that Tim Cindric, who's Austin Cindric's dad,
yes,
who
that's
drives for
right?
Penske on the stock car team.
There you
And
go.
I mean, Penske had no other choice to do this. He had now, and Jamie Little. If you get a chance, check it out. It's on the YouTube. Jamie Little got an interview the day after this broke with Roger Penske. Quote Penske, not I shouldn't say quote, but here's what he basically had to say: I'm not on the pit boxes. I'm not in the media center. I'm not in race control. I'm not in the decision. I'm not in the decision of any of referee, umpire, or official. Okay. I get that. And he said, my only choice was that these three gentlemen, including Cedric, who was leading the operation, had to go. He had no other choice. It wasn't that he didn't like them or didn't like them or disliked them or liked them or whatever. Man, they messed up. And I mean, the cameras this just wasn't something that they screwed, but they're trying to, if you watch the entire video, they're trying to get this filler out of there as quick as they can because they know they're going to get busted. And Ganassi said it best. It's not a hating Roger Penske or anything, or the organization or anything like that. It's the integrity of the sport.
Yeah, and he's the pillar. He's the pillar of not just Indy, but of racing. Winning Rolexes. He's winning Cup races. He's winning, IndyCar races. He's winning Indianapolis 500s like they're his to win.
Championships. And like you said, in all major divisions that Penske runs, he's got championships.
Hey, he should be the meaning of the word integrity.
I agree with you 5 gajillion to 1. I agree with you. And here's something else. I want to ask you this. I found this little things out this week. Do you know what else Penske owns?
What?
Well, he owns Penske Media. Do you know what Penske Media owns?
I do not.
They own the Rolling Stone magazine.
Oh, no kidding.
They own Life is Beautiful, the big festival here downtown.
Okay.
And they have also just put in a bid for the downtown Grand Casino and Hotel and have plans to change it to the Rolling Stone Hotel and Casino,
No
which
kidding.
will give the Hard Rock a run for its money. So what I got to letting this information out, Penske just isn't involved in motorsports, man. Penske's involved. Now, we haven't even talked to truck rental companies and all that.
Yeah, all of that. Right. Well, hey, I mean, I noticed too here that one of the other things is that the 2 and the 12 are going to forfeit their pit positions and select pit boxes after the remainder of the field has an opportunity to adjust accordingly. I was just reading that as like, oh, they're not just going to race in the back, they get the, but I'm like, well, that's still not, I don't think that's enough. I just don't. I mean, I don't think it's enough, man. This is, Penske should be setting the tone for integrity. And so I don't know, maybe a little harsher, or maybe this is harsh enough.
I don't know.
What do I know?
I don't know.
I race junk.
Wait a minute. We got comments coming up. Hold on. Oh, Gene said nice hat. He's watching your show.
Thanks, Gene.
Gene's watching. Wait a minute. If Gene's watching, Gene.
Comments.
If Gene's watching out there, Gene, I know you got time to type real quick. Gene, should the 2 Penske cars allowed to race, or should they be taken out of the field? So we'll see. I know he's watching. From wherever house, the car, his truck, wherever he's at. So, Gene, if you get a minute, drop a line. Our question, you agree with me, Scratch? Should IndyCar and the officials allow the 2 Penske cars to run, even though they're going to start them in the back and forfeit a pit stop draw? Should they be allowed in the race? Is this cheating scandal? Wait a second. Here we go.
I was going to agree with Gene on both of his last 2 comments. One, yes, they should disqualify them.
There you go.
2, this is a very nice hat, Gene. It's a very nice hat.
So there you go. This is from a man that's raced before. There was photos. I'm going to show you and it's up on my Facebook account. Years ago, when Gene was racing Speedway motorcycle, they busted him for something. And in Speedway, when they line you up, 4 bikes side by side, okay, with a space in between, rubber bands start. If you screw up and penalize or whatever, then you have a 30-foot block that you have to go back, or a 60-foot block that you have to go back. Okay? Gene messed up. They sent him clear to the 60-foot block, and that means you're starting 60 feet or so behind the other 3 racers, right?
Right.
Now, we're talking a quarter-mile track here, and Gene cooked their butts in 30 laps.
Now, hey, now that I know that Gene's watching, I'm glad we're not talking about that story I told you before we went to air about my racing experiences.
Oh, Gene, don't leave the airways. We got a story for you. You're going to love it. It's going to break you down to tears.
Don't make me tell him. Don't make me tell it in front of Gene.
You got to tell the whole. No, wait here. Wait a second.
How many thousand people did you?
Wait, remember last week, Scratch? Well, he said he's got racing and he had a lucky rabbit. We're going to ask him about the rabbit at the end of the show.
Thanks.
Yeah. Well, you know what they said, man. If you don't want to open up the can of worms, don't open up the can.
Oh, I know. I like to dish it out, so I can definitely take it. Don't worry about that. We'll lick our wounds, man. I'll it is what it is.
Max V picked up the win in F1 last week. Lando Norris in second spot. Oscar Pistori, 3 races, 2 wins, and 3 top 5 and 3 podiums, man. Kid's on fire. Lewis Hamilton, good note for you, Scratch. Lewis Hamilton, good finish last week. Finished 4th, and he's moved up to 6 in the points. The dancing ponies could be coming alive, my friend.
Well,
point standings right now. Oscar's up on 5. Lando Norris and Max V's moved up into 3rd. Original movie coming out. I mean, everybody's doing these Netflix movies. IMAX has got one. It's an original movie, F1, the movie, 400 IMAX household worldwide. Then they're going to let it loose. The premiere date is on June 23rd. U.S. date will be June 26th. It's all going to be about cool shit about F1 racing. IndyCar Scratch. The grandstands are sold out.
Yeah, that's good.
There you go. Miller Carb Days coming up, and Coors Light Snake Pit wristbands are still available.
General Scandal sells tickets.
Yeah, and you get resells. Yeah, get ready for the resells. And the other big news, I don't know if you caught it, Scratch, but if you can't go on YouTube and watch this kid, Robert Schwartzman. He shocked the field at Indy winning the pole. Are you ready for this? It's a fairy tale come true, buddy. The first time he ever got on an oval track, his first year at IndyCar, and he turned a lap of 232.790 miles an hour. Firestone Fast 6, and that number 83 Primo Racing Chevrolet. A rookie, brother. And did you hear it? 232.79.
Yeah. That's impressive.
That's unbelievable.
Meanwhile, Kyle Larson's going to start, 21st?
Yep.
So not a lot of talk this year about how awesome Kyle Larson is out there, is there? This year.
Well, it's not that he had to make a choice. He had to make a choice of either being in Charlotte or being there for the qualifying. And he just didn't have it's going to be tough. If this rain schedule stays up, it could be a damper on everything. But it might not if they can't get it started or it doesn't get to its halfway point, then IndyCar could have to come back and race Monday. Weather in Charlotte's looking good. So there still could be a shot at this double-double thing. There still could be. Tony Stewart's the only one that's ever done it, completed it. I had the records up.
Yeah, I just, last year there was like a lot of talk that he was, could actually win it. I remember we were talking about that, and that's what the big buzz was last year. And I just don't, I don't hear a lot about it. I don't hear a lot about Kyle Larson.
Well, let me see here. Who was it?
He's definitely not stealing Robert Schwartzman's thunder.
He's crashed the car a couple of times. He's hit the wall a couple of times. He's hit a couple of times. Yeah.
Kyle did.
Yeah, Tony Stewart's the only one that's ever done it. He finished sixth and finished third and sixth.
Yeah, third and sixth.
Third and sixth. Yeah.
He's
the only one to actually completed all. So, but it doesn't. As far as Larson goes, it's going to be up to the winner. I think it's going to be up to the weather. The first I think of speed weeks up there, he was doing really, really well. Then the NASCAR stuff started. You got to admit, man. You're jumping corporate jets from here to there, helicopters here to there, all the practice stuff. I don't know if I'd want to try it myself. I really don't.
I wouldn't. I love racing, but I wouldn't want to try it.
Let's put it this way. Let me ask you this. I'll take a quick drink of Red Bull. If the weather works out, if Kyle Larson can have a clean car and not have any screw-ups on pit road, do you think at his talent that he has a shot to win them both? If all the cards fall right, does he have a shot? Shot.
I think it'd be hard to win them both, and then I think the wear and tear you get out of the first one affects your ability to win the second one. And I don't think this year that I'd be looking for him to finish in the top 10 and be happy with that probably. If it was me in the 500, in the Indy 500, but like I said, I think the fatigue and all that other stuff, I think it affects it's kind of what I was saying last week when we talked about it was, I think the fatigue, he has enough. Yeah, I agree with Gene on that too. I said he definitely has enough talent, but that's tough, man, to win both of them. That's a lot, man. That's a lot. That's a big.
I don't know, man.
That's a lot of racing and flying and all that other stuff. So I don't know, but yeah, the talent wise, man, he's the most talented driver in the world, in my opinion. But
I do too.
Is the car there for him for Indy? I don't. It doesn't. I haven't seen anything to say that it is now. And then I think the fatigue part kind of affects how you would run Charlotte a little bit, maybe, but that's why I race junk. I like to always say that.
I guess all we can do is see if the cars are propelled well, we'll see what happens. It's going to be a lot doing this double thing. It's all a lot with the weather too.
Yeah.
It really is a lot of the weather because he's gonna
everything has to factor in. Yeah.
So we'll see.
For you to even be able to pull it off, but.
You get ready for motorcycle racing news, and I'm going to really quickly run over the dirt, and then we'll go to a break, and then I'll come back with you, and you get racing news for the motorcycles ready to go for you. Real quickly, David Gravel from Hennis No Stopping Him, Nas Energy Drink. He pulled off the doubleheader this weekend. Looking good. Also, on the flip side, for the modifieds out there, man, it was Bobby Pierce again, and he's just rocking and rolling. Just taking care of business. Gravel's up on top of the points in the World of Outlaws series. Michael Colford and Logan Schuart, your top three on the program. World of Outlaws, the open wheels. The big block modifieds, Bobby Pierce, Nick Hoffman, Ray Gustin, and Drake Troutman are all sitting up on top of you. Racing from the dirt, brought to you by the Goodwoods at Gene Woods Racing Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas. And once again, deja vu hits for Rika Brew, man. He picks up another win in the high limit series out there, taking good care of business all the way around for the Granville Speedway. So that's what they've got coming up next. But Brad Sweet, your points leader, he's bouncing back. But old Rico's up on the shot, Scratch. I mean, he's kicking butts. Sweet's up on top of the points at 859. Tyler Courtney at 813. Rico's moved up into third, 792, followed by Brent Marks and Aaron Rutzel, your top five. Casey Kane still hanging in there. He currently stands seventh at 643. And they're back in action this weekend. And Bletchville, Pennsylvania at the Granville Speedway. All right. Take a quick break, get a little bill paying, and when we come back, Scratch has got all the latest from the motorcycles. And then we're going to do some chat time to wrap up the show today. We'll talk about Indy, and we're also going to talk about the Rabbit.
The Rabbit.
It's all coming up on Pit Road Racing. Scratch is in Daytona. Yes, he is at Non-Shock Studio. Alan Michaels in Las Vegas. We're back right after this quick 2-minute break, everybody.
Jerry B here up in Sacramento, Union Gospel Mission, giving out some shoes to the homeless here. A lot of smiling faces. We got one deal. We give you a pair of shoes. You got to give us a smirk and a photo. And this is the mission of the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, which is a non-profit organization based out of Las Vegas, started by Gene Woods. We're trying to do good things and fill little holes in people's lives the best we can. And today we're up in Sacramento, just doing the best we can. Thanks for supporting us.
Yep, there he is. That's our buddy Jerry Bernardo, man. You come out, you're going to like Jerry. He's a nut. Jerry used to host Moto World on ESPN2. You know, and I mean, he was before Ricky Rackman and all that. I mean, there's video.
Look! I did a show with Ricky Rackman. That's who's over my shoulder right here. Yeah, right there. That's who. I did. I produced a show with Ricky Rackman. 1 foot in the gutter here in Daytona. It was him telling a bunch of stories. He talked about the NASCAR stuff, and of course the Headbangers Ball, and then he had a lot of great stories. It was really a great show. If he ever goes back out doing what it was a 1 foot in the gutter, like a spoken word show. If anybody ever gets to catch that, they should, man. It was awesome. Ricky Rackman. That's it. You mentioned that. He's right there, right behind me. Kind of.
There's stuff on YouTube. Bernardo was so nuts. I mean, he used to get out on the track where the jumps were at and lay down on the track with microphones and cameras and do shots with the bikes jumping over the top of it. I asked him one time, man, I said, this had to have been back in the late 70s and the 80s, man. I said, man, you had to have been doing a crap load of cocaine or something to be that, or you're drinking heavy, one of the two. I mean, I'm all for the frills and thrills, man, but I don't think that I'm going to sit down at the end of a motorcycle jump and watch 250, 450 and open class motorcycles go zealing across the top of me. Nah.
Yeah.
Speaking of motorcycle news and updates, segment is brought to you by our good friends at the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame. They're celebrating and preserving the memories of great motorcycle racers and the motorcycles industry's icons, past and present. Right there, Scratch has got his. I've got mine. Get your shoes. The ticker's rolling across the bottom.
Ticker's rolling.
Donate button. And real quickly, any business out there that donates $500 gets 130-second spots on our show. If you donate $1,000, we'll give you 200 of them. Just hit the donate button. There's all the information's right there. Phone numbers where you can contact us at. In fact, I'll give you mine, 702-803-0875. We got all the information. Folks, your money is totally tax deductible. This is a profit, non-profit. Every dollar that you spend, you can write off. And you get the TV spots for nothing. We turn all the money over to them. That's why Scratch and I do this, because we believe in our tennis shoe again. There you go. We believe in that. Log on to it and get the information. Scratch, tell us all about motorcycle racing as they get ready to that doubleheader in California, my friend.
I sure will. The Monster Energy Series round of 18 rolls into Pala, California, May 24th at Fox Raceway. AMA Supercross. Heads at it's a look at the current point standings. 450 cc class points. Cooper Webb 365. He is at first. Chase Sexton's in second. Justin Cooper is in third. Malcolm Stewart is in fourth. Ken Rosen is in fifth. The points leader in the 250 SX standings, Hayden Deegan, he's first. Julian Bomer, he is second. Tom Vial is third. Seth Hammaker is fourth. RJ Hampshire is fifth. The Progressive American Flat Track Series is back in action June 7th at Lucas Speedway after 5 events. Here's a look at the points. Super Twins point standings is Briar Bauman. He is first. Dallas Daniels is second. Davis Fisher is third. AFT Singles, Tom Drain is first with 84 points. Chase Satoff has 79 points. He is in second. Trevor Bruner is third. Speedway Racing News, AMA Speedway National Championship Round 1, June 21st, Bakersfield. And AMA Speedway National Championship Round 2, August 9th, Industry Hills. AMA Speedway National Championship Final, September 19th. That's the day after my birthday. Fast Fridays. Just letting you know so you send me a present. AMA Speedway National Under 21 Championship, October 11th, Bakersfield. And then this has been brought to you by
the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame. And that's where we're at. We preserve the memories of iconic racers, past and present. The shoes go to help build healthy, positive relationships in your activities and everything along the way. All right. It's a great thing. So make sure that you join it. It's a nonprofit 501c3. We will send you the information. I have little tags made, Scratch, for people that do this and send in big amounts that want to be part of the programming. I will send you a laminate of the 501c3 or the 501c3. I will send it to you. So I've got a paperwork for everybody. Would you just fill it out, put it in on your tax returns? You're not donating towards on pit road racing. You're not donating towards the WCOBM, Nut Chat Studios, Scratch, me, Diane, Gene, or anybody else that's affiliated with these networks. The money goes to the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame to get shoes. That's what we do. Shoes.
That's what we do. Give them to people that need them.
Real quickly before we get into chat, we're just going to let it roll. Back to the Bull Ring. We'll be there July 3rd. It's the Night of Fire, big fireworks show. So we'll be doing some special cutaways from there. Then championship night's coming up on the 20th. Back out at the Bull Ring October 18th. That's going to be the championship night. That's when all the championships will be decided. Then we move over to October 11th. October 11th and 12th. We'll be at the Big Track NASCAR Xfinity Series. We'll be there on Saturday. Then the round of 8 for the South Point 400 on the 12th. Then we've got live remotes are going to be scheduled for October 30th and November 2nd. We'll be back at Las Vegas Motor Speedway at the Strip. It'll be the second round of the NHRA. We're scratched. Sometimes the points get rolling, and man, they don't even need to go to Panama. I've seen championships described right here.
Well,
real quickly, I don't know if you caught it. I want your comments as I go down on it. Here we go. Inductee class of 2026 of NASCAR, Kurt Busch. Good, bad, what do you think? Kurt Busch in the Hall of Fame this year, my friend.
Yeah.
Good career?
Yes. I think 34 Cup Series wins get you there. Championship. I think any championship gets you there.
I think so, too. Kurt Busch and Jeff Motley, who has now moved on, was Vice President of Media Relations and Communications at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. In my last interview, we talked about the Busch brothers. Kurt is what set the Bull Ring and this track on fire out here. Kyle had a lot of success, but if it wasn't for Kurt, I'm glad Kurt's in. I really am. And I like him being in the booth. He's a good commentator. Let's talk about the bandit, Mr. September. Harry Gant, my friend. You remember handsome Harry Gant? Harry Gant is in the Hall of Fame. Comments about him, my friend.
Yeah, I think we talked about it a little bit last week. The 18 wins. We're going to hear that, I think, a lot throughout throughout these people we go through there. The 18 wins, man. Doesn't seem like a big enough number, Hall of Fame numbers, but I mean, 18 wins is. As I've learned, is their cup wins are hard to get. So 18 wins is pretty good. I mean, and then when you have 21 Xfinity Series wins and you finish in the top 5 in the points 4 times, and you had a runner-up to Terry Labonte in 84. I mean, that's Hall of Fame worthy. So yes, I'm gonna go with the bandit. Should be in there.
Mr. September in 1981, he won 4 straight in the month of September.
Yeah.
Nobody couldn't beat Rusty, couldn't beat Waltrip, couldn't beat Earnhardt, couldn't beat none of them.
Yep.
Ray Hendrick, the original Mr. Modified. Ray Hendrick is one of the winningest drivers of all time. Amazing of more than 700 modified and late model sportsman wins between 1950 and 1988. This guy, man, he controlled South Boston's home of the Maloney.
Say no more. That's as soon as you say more than 700 modified and late model sportsman wins, then you've already convinced me. That's a Hall of Famer.
Landmark Award went to Humpy Wheeler, one of the greatest racetrack promoters of all was, man. I mean, he did stuff at Charlotte. He's the guy that brought the lights in. He's the guy that he said, you know what? If we're going to have everybody come to Charlotte, North Carolina, really / Concord, North Carolina, starting at noon o'clock, and we're not starting racing until 6 o'clock, we got to have things for these people to do. And things,
Yeah.
and Humpy Wheeler did it all. The military stuff, jumping school buses, ice cream trucks. I mean, nutty, the craziest stuff you've ever seen. In fact, Humpy just became a friend of mine on LinkedIn, and Diane's reached out to him. So I hope we can get Humpy on the wheel show because this is a good.
That'd be awesome.
Real quickly, the rumors are still flying. We talked a little bit about this last week. Are you all in favor of Dodge returning back to NASCAR?
Yes.
Okay. Homestead Miami Speedway has already been selected for next year. The championship is going to be moving from the championship is moving back to Miami next year for this. There's talk about a possibility of it bringing it out to Las Vegas. I think it should be moved around. I'm happy that it goes back to Miami, but I would like to see Las Vegas have a shot at the championship. Your thoughts and feelings?
I said it before. You start in Daytona with the Super Bowl. You end the season in Daytona. That's how I like it. That's how I'd like to see it. I'd like to see a night race Daytona for the championship at the end.
With almost a complete sellout at Rockingham on the trucks and a complete sellout in the Xfinity Series. Then coming back 2 weeks later, a complete sellout all the way around. Should Rockingham and Wilkesboro be granted at least one race back on all 3 major NASCAR circuits? Your thoughts, please.
Absolutely, they should be. That's those are obviously the fans love it. I'm a old school fan, so I love it. I think I bet you there's some people that went to those races that probably haven't been to a NASCAR race in whoever how long because of whatever reason. So yeah, man, you gotta do what the fans want, or you won't have any.
There you go.
That's why there's extra seats.
Now that his broadcasting time is done for the 2025 season, Mike Joy will join the historic Trans Am Series at Sonoma Raceway. He's going to be running July 11th in his 1977, fully restored 1977 Chevrolet Camaro Z28, the historic car raced by Jerry Johnson and Tony DeLorenzo. So we'll see, man. I don't know, man. There's been a lot of guys that, broken out owners, team owners, Parnelli Jones, Dan Gurney, Mark Donahue. I mean, a lot of people, Sam Posey. I mean, a lot of people from other series, but apparently Mike Joy thinks at 70-some years of age, he can rock and roll a classic car around Sonoma. What do you think about Mike Joy, my friend?
Hey, man, go get it, Mike Joy. Why not? Go get it, man. Get in there, man. Have some fun. Why not, man? I'll encourage anybody to race or like same thing with comedy. People are like, man, I want to try comedy. Yeah, go ahead, man.
Well, try it.
It ain't easy, but I'm not going to tell you not to try it, man.
That's right.
You got a dream, live it.
Hey, listen, about 4 or 5 years ago, they had a thing out at the Bull Ring, and the guy, the track announcer out there, decided to cut out and take a TV job, and they called me. I did a season out there, and I realized after it was done, Scratchy, that wasn't for me.
Yeah.
It just wasn't for me. It wasn't my forte. It wasn't that I was bad at it, good at it. I just felt inside it just wasn't for me. And I told him at the end, please find somebody else for next year. Please. So that's it. All right.
Uh-oh.
I know you were on the track this past weekend. And the last thing that you said to me, thing that you said to me before we exited this program last week, that you said, beware of the rabbit.
The rabbit.
I wrote this down because my thing. So because I'm old and I'm old and my brain doesn't work half as well anymore.
Okay.
So I voted on my. You see it right there, everybody. Scratch said, "I will tell you about the rabbit."
Yeah.
My friend, I want to hear how your racing did because I know you were psyched up and jacked up on this new car. And how did the rabbit fare? Tell us.
Okay. Well, there was a personal joke with the rabbit, as we know that I didn't talk about, but there was a personal joke, as we know, about this rabbit. All right, and then I kept calling it the lucky rabbit named Foot, like the Progressive, commercial or whatever. So the big joke was that I was going to strap this little stuffed rabbit to the car, and because I knew I'd be hitting people with the car and all this other stuff, and I was going to just mangle up this stuffed rabbit because it was going to be funny to me, right? But I guess I should have never called it the lucky rabbit because the joke's on me, turns out, because I told you my goal was to finish in the top 3. Okay, so we'll start there. My
Wait a
goal was
second. Hold on, one quick second. Now, first of all, let everybody know you had 2 events this night.
yeah, I had the flag
one run race. There's 2 events. Okay.
I ran 2 events. I would have ran 3 events. I would have ran the push car race too, except for my teammate, and it was just me and him. My teammate had wrecked and tore up the upper A-frame, the ball joint disconnected from the A-frame of his car. So I didn't get to run that 3rd event for the first time. We were going to try that out, but I did run a flagpole race in the Enduro. So the Enduro race is 50 laps. Usually we run 25 laps. I wish we would have ran 25 laps, but we did not. So the Enduro race, when I get the car's all ready. Now I'm ready to, film this joke of me strapping this little stuffed lucky rabbit, and I wish I wouldn't have called it the lucky. Yeah, I see you got it written down. I see that you have it written down. Thank you. Oh man, yeah, I'm gonna get you back for this. So anyway, because I know where the end of the story goes. So I forgot the damn rabbit. I forgot the rabbit. Joke's on me. I'm gonna make this big to-do joke about this stuffed rabbit, and I forgot the rabbit. The rabbit was lucky, apparently, because all I needed to do was finish 3rd. That was my goal, just to finish in the top 3. I kept bragging, man. I'm like, I got a 6th in this car. I got a 5th in this car. This is a good car. And I felt good about my Camry at Citrus County Speedway. Well, I ran 3rd most of the race. And then I got pinched off, and not by 2 cars that I was competing against because they were whatever laps down, whatever the case was, but 2 cars I was competing against passed me. So then I was in 5th. So I caught up to one of them and wrecked him. It is full contact racing, but yeah, he kind of came down in front of me a little bit. And once he started going, I'm like, well, bye. And, not intentionally necessarily, but, it happened. And I just couldn't catch that other car. So I finished 1 spot out of my goal. So I had the goal of finishing 3rd. Now I knew the car could do it. It just, maybe it was my error or whatever, but I will tell you that the story gets worse. But I was kind of devastated, man, because I had the goal of 3rd and I was in 3rd the whole time. And had the race gone 25 laps as usual, I was in 3rd at 25. All right. Because I was in 3rd for quite a while, but I finished 4th. So I was disappointed in that, as awesome as that was. So that car's finished 6th, 5th, and 4th. Now,
hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Because I know this is the point you want me to.
Oh, yeah, because I had a quick right now, and I just got it because I know he's on right now. So, Gene, here you go, Gene. Now,
Gene was on to hear this part of the story.
He is. Right now, here it is.
Okay, so you want to talk about
we've ended with the rabbit. So the rabbit is now safe for at least another. The
rabbit is safe. So I did not bring the lucky rabbit, which means I finished outside the top 3. I finished 4th. That I had the rabbit. I don't think it would have survived, but still, the point is, if I wouldn't have said it was a lucky rabbit and forgot it, it probably wouldn't have affected me. But now here's where I'm a dumbass, and we got a lot of people watch this show, and then not one of y'all is gonna be like, what a dumbass, because I feel that way about it. So I didn't notice it as soon as I came off the track. I felt something when I was coming off the track, but I didn't notice it when I first came off the track. But just a little bit before, like everybody that was with me had already went to the stands, and a little bit before I had to go to staging for the flagpole race, I saw a chunk about like that out of the top of my tire of thread of of tire missing.
I guess let me ask the question real quick. Right front, right, or front side, back side, left or right?
Right front, the right front.
Okay, all right.
It pushes a little bit. I need to get a little camera. I need to get it. I need to adjust it a little bit because it the little bit I've raced that car, it kind of ate that tire up a little bit. But so I noticed it. I noticed maybe a bacon strip or a beef jerky size piece of and I'm like, oh man, like it's only 15 laps. The flagpole race is only 15 laps, man. It'd be all right, which was the dumbest thing I could have ever done. On top of the fact that I had 2 spare tires, right? So I had 2 spare tires. So I don't know what the hell I was thinking, man, or why I did it. I will tell you this. It was laziness. Laziness cost me this because I was running second in the flagpole race, and I 100% believe that I would have at least been able to hold on to that, looking behind me at what was going on, and keeping up with the first place car. When 6 laps in, that tire blew, and I didn't even finish. So, yeah, that was the Lucky Rabbit story. The rabbit lived, and I accomplished nothing.
I'm just waiting for the little block to light up red. Oh, here we go.
It's horrible.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
First of all, the comment was from the president and the owner of this network. DQ them both. He was talking about the Indy cars.
Yeah, that was earlier. Yep. He'll see me in Daytona. He said that too.
Yeah, he'll see you in Daytona next month.
Right.
I think he's going to leave everything alone until he sees you in Daytona. You know what I could do? I could reach it, just right down there and hit this invite button real quick and just send him a puppy.
It was a hell of a lot of fun, but in hindsight, I'm telling you, at the moment, it was like, that agony of defeat. Like I had it.
On the wide world of sports where the guy busted his ass off this key jump thing.
Yeah, that's what I had. So I had that already, the agony of defeat by missing my goal by one position whenever I, was definitely in third for like a minute. Like it was good. Right. The guy that finished third, I found out later, is the points leader in the Enduros over at Citrus County. So that makes me feel pretty good because I was had I had a little more laps, I'd have probably been able to catch him too. But again, I had that agony of defeat feeling, man, when I just missed my goal there, and then it was a real kick in the in the families whenever I blew that tire, especially because it was my fault. It was just my stupidity, my laziness, man. That's a dumb racing mistake that I will never make again.
There you go. Well, you learn. You'll see at the end of next month, man. Guaranteed he's going to take you out to lunch, okay? And you take him wherever he wants. Now he's eating healthy now. Okay. We got eating on healthy.
Salad. I like salad.
Yeah, okay. There you go.
I'll eat anything, man. I don't care.
Yeah. You have a salad, a glass of wine, and cold beer, and he'll have a Diet Coke with you.
Yeah, man. I'm in. I know.
Don't be surprised.
I know.
Don't be surprised when he meets you. That he says, "Come here," and he opens up the back of the trunk, and there's going to be 2 new spare tires sitting there for you.
Yeah, I don't know. I had 2 spares.
I'm just preparing you for the worst, man.
Maybe he'll open up the trunk and get me a crew member, somebody smart enough to tell me to do stuff I need to do instead of me just going, it'll be fine.
You might get. Hey, listen. Wait a minute. You might get lucky.
It hurts worse because I was running. It hurts worse.
Listen, you couldn't have a better crew chief than a 3-time Speedway champion, NASCAR. Right.
It hurts worse because I was running second.
Yeah,
with a piece of tire missing. I was wondering what that noise was.
6 laps and 15, and she went kaboom.
Yeah, it just split.
we busted your chops enough for today. I know
It
you've learned your
the
lesson.
tire looked like a bird's nest when I pulled in.
I want to say hi to Indy Mike Togne's down there in Indianapolis, down there in the pits. Have a good time at the race, my friend. Andretti made it, and man, Marco made it this year. Last one going to be next to last to start. Well, 2 down. You know Glenn Rojas, Scratch?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, he's talking to you.
Yeah.
Told you it was good news.
I don't understand Spanish.
Okay. Okay. Let's see what we're doing here. I think right now at our betting competition we owe each other 2 beers apiece. Winner, who you picking this week? Formula One.
Charlotte?
Oh, wait, Formula One.
I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. I don't have an answer for that. Who are you picking?
I'll tell you if you want.
I don't know enough about Formula One to pick somebody.
I'm gonna pick. I think Lewis. I'm gonna go out on the limb. The Red Ponies are going to dance this weekend, and I'm going to say right now, Lewis Hamilton picks up his first win in a Ferrari Grand Prix of Monaco. So I'm taking Lewis Hamilton.
Okay.
You want Max V?
I'll take. That seems like a fair one-on-one. I'll take that.
Okay, I got Lewis Hamilton. You got Max V. All right, let's move to IndyCar. Who do you like in IndyCar this weekend?
I'm actually going to go with that rookie. I think maybe there's some history going to take place.
So he's going to go the distance. So you're taking the pole. So.
I'm gonna give that. I'm gonna take a stab at that. I think
you're gonna take a stab at the pole winner.
Yeah, I'm gonna say there's gonna be some history there, especially when you have kind of eliminated the Penske cars.
Well, you got one Penske car in there.
Yeah, but
I'll let you have the pole winner there. And I'll tell you what, I'll let you have the pole winner, and I'll even let you have the one Penske car.
What?
Okay, I'm going to let you have the Penske car as a kicker. I'm
Which
going
one?
to take
the 33.
Yeah, the 3. Or
the 3.
The 2. Yeah, the 3 car. Okay,
I'm going to take. Wait a minute, you just told me 8 numbers.
I'm going to take the team from Ganassi. Okay.
Okay.
So right now, you got the pole winner, and you got the Penske car, and I'm taking Ganassi.
The 3.
That's right.
Which one do I got? The 3 or the 33 or the 2? Which one? Which Penske car?
You're going to make me go back to the notes here again. Here, real fast. Wait a second. And it's going to be the 3, right? I guess the 3 is on that they did make a run with. Yeah. There you go.
The 33 starting in the back, and then the 2 and the 12 have to start in the back, and then the 3 is the only legit one.
Right. There you go.
You're giving me a legit Penske car.
I'll give you a legit.
And the pole sitter.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
Okay. Who do you want for NASCAR?
For the Cup race.
40 cars are complete. 40 cars in the field, man.
You know what? I think I'm gonna go with Chase Elliott.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Chase Elliott.
Kyle Busch picks up his first win of 2025 and locks himself into the championship.
Yeah, I got you on that one then. I got you there.
We'll see. I'm gonna bet one on Rowdy this week. He's having an up and down season. You hear big talk too. You hear this. Rumors are flying around on the internet. 2311 is not real happy with Riley Herbst right now. Kyle Busch's contract ends this year. Should there be a move?
Ooh, that'd be cool.
I mean, this just isn't one. I've seen 3 or 4 things. Take time to scratch out. Kyle Busch.
That might get him. That might get him back in action.
It very well could be. Any comedy shows this week or anything?
No, not really.
Nothing.
Just doing. You guys can always check me out on WSBB 106.9. I'm that sports guy.
There you go.
Sports on there, man. Of course, my website, nutshacentertainment.com, comedyfromscratch.com. Spell scratch with a K. You can figure out where I'm at, what I'm doing, what's cracking.
Presley Soares and Caden Plyborn. 2 young gun kids coming up through the super light model ranks are going to be our guests coming up in the next couple of weeks here. Great kids. We've had them on a couple of years ago, and they're really progressing. And just when Presley ran the ARCA series down at the Rock, had a good finish, had a real good finish. So let's get these kids back on racing around the country. Let's see where they're progressing up from their different series and all jumping up. Too good. And this Plyborn kid, he's a rocking and rolling kid too. This kid's just kicking butt and taking names and kicking ass on the track, man.
Yeah, man.
I'd like to see this.
I like that. Yeah, I like that. He's not changing tires and going out there and blowing them later, I'm sure.
We're home all weekend long. We actually get to see all the races. We got ESPN, so we can see Formula One. We get the CW, so we can see the Xfinity. And we are members of Amazon and Prime.
There you go.
So we will get to see. And Dale Jr.'s back in the booth. I can't wait. Dale Jr.'s back in the booth this weekend, man.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun to watch. That'd make the race even more fun to watch.
I guess if you want, I could put a camera in front of the TV and send you a shot down if you want to watch.
I have Amazon Prime.
Oh, okay, got Amazon Prime. Well, then you're in there. All right, that's about it. We're up next week, 3:00. We'll be racing around the country with young up-and-coming, but not up-and-coming. They are there. Super late models that are on their way to the next adventures. We're going to talk to them all next week.
Sounds
anything
good.
else you'd like? Anything else you'd like to add?
Yep. One more thing.
Okay.
The rabbit lives.
Well, I tore the rabbit sign up because we gave up on the rabbit, so he lives.
Next time.
For another week.
Next time.
You will take the rabbit out, though.
Next time.
Okay.
I will take it out. Literally, I will take it out.
All right. Have yourself a great weekend.
You too. You too.
Say hi to the better half next to you over there, okay?
Thank you.
You guys ready to come to Vegas? Let us know, man. I already told you we got airbeds. We're 5 minutes from downtown. 5 minutes away from me. 5 minutes from me just slamming your ass against the wall in this racetrack when you get here.
Oh, don't worry, man. We're going to have to shut it down and have a private party.
I might have to go to my pain management doctor and get a shot before you get here.
You might have to.
I got one today, if you can't tell. I was at 6:00 in the morning, went over to the pain management where they put me on this table, knocked me out, and they shoot. I've got a fracture. My L5 at S1 is fractured.
Okay.
So to fix it is very evasive surgery. I mean, I'd be down 6 to 8 months. And I ain't going for that. You ain't cutting my stomach open and all that. And I ain't that. So I went to see my buddy, Dr. Carno. Great guy. Puts me on the table, man. Puts me on the table, hits me with that propofol. Knocks me out for about 15, 20 minutes. Oh, yeah, buddy. I take a good milk bath.
That's the shit that killed Michael Jackson right there.
I get a what did Michael Jackson called the milk? That's what, I get the milk for about 20 minutes, man. It puts me into a good deep sleep, and he hits me.
Called it the milk.
That's what Michael Jackson used to call it. Remember, that's what you used to take that to help him sleep, propofol.
Yeah, well, no, I know
that. You got to have that. You got to have it monitored, man. You have to have an anesthesiologist, a doctor there they put oxygen, they put everything in. Vitals are all hooked up. You just don't inject people with crap and just walk away from them. You know what I mean?
Right, well, that's true.
So, yeah, he jabbed me a couple of times. He did this thing called the blaster today.
The blaster?
Yeah. So what they do is they go in on my backside and they inject a needle in there that's got a painkiller steroid concoction. And they shoot it right into the joint where this fracture's at. And it lasts the pain. It takes the pain away for about 90 days. Well, then he helped it out, and he added another one today. And they called it the blaster, where he just went straight on top of where everything is at and just shot a load of it in there too.
Goodness gracious!
I'm smiling today, can't you, brother?
I see you did seem much happier than normal today.
Buddy, I've been running a pain level about an 8.
You're not a happy person. I'm just saying today you're like.
Hey, listen, thank you God to Dr. Carno. Because I walked in there this morning, man, my back and my hip was screaming about an 8.5. I got home and I had a cup of coffee and I had a Danish. laid down and took a little nap to let the rest of the anesthesia. And I walk up, buddy. My pain is about a 1.5 to 2 right now. He's a miracle with that thing, man. And I'm not doing any opioids. I'm not doing any opioids or anything like that. I mean, I've ever been honest. I believe in cannabis. I believe in cannabis products.
For sure.
Full range cannabis, THC, and CBDs. I believe them. I use them every day. Creams, gels, gummies.
Yeah.
I use it every day. I got it. I'm now. So yeah, I'm smiling today. What about the rabbit?
The rabbit.
The rabbit. I'm going to call for John, my friend. You got any final comments?
Once again, the rabbit lives to see another race.
Will the rabbit make it? We'll find out in a couple of weeks. Scratch at Daytona Beach, Florida, the Nutchuck Studios. Alan Michaels here in Las Vegas, Nevada. We'll get Davey Hamilton Jr. and Lynn St. James on rain in Indianapolis, so they're qualifying out there. We'll give you the results and how everybody did next week. Greatest weekend in motorsports. Breakfast in Monaco, lunch in Indy, dinner in Charlotte. We'll top it all off next week. John,
thanks for joining us for On Pit Road Racing. Follow us on our website, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at On Pit Road Racing. On Pit Road Racing is written and produced by WCOBM TV. I'm John the Announcer for On Pit Road Racing.
There we go, buddy. We're clear.
Yeah, buddy.
Good show, man. Good show.
It says we're live still.